All right, so I'll play a little intro to get us into it and get going.
Sweet.
And then if you want, do you want to take a selfie? Well,
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go. Hi, David.
I get paid to take my clothes off, but here I bear it all for free. Welcome to the Totally Wholesome, Not Dirty podcast, where sex work meets self-work, and we laugh through the chaos. One inappropriate joke at a time. I talk safe sex, mental health, industry secrets, and all the stories that made my therapist cry. Got a confession, a question, a wild tale, send me an email, some love and a salutation, 'cause nothing turns me on like a little validation. Hey baby, maybe, got my head in the clouds, but I'm still me, feeling free, honestly, take me away to a higher vibe. Take me away, let me come alive. Take me away with you.
Welcome back to the Totally Wholesome, Not Dirty podcast. I'm your host, Molly Stewart. If you have never joined us before, welcome. I'm so happy that you joined us today. And joining me today is someone I'm very excited to talk to. There's been little teasers of her from episodes with Ivan, but today I bring you my guest, Kasey Jo.
Hi, guys.
I'm loving all of the tattoos. So if y'all haven't guessed who this might be by now, she's done a lot of tattoo work for the scenes that Ivan has shot and other things as well. So I'm super excited to talk to you.
Yeah, no, honestly, like the tattoo scenes with Ivan are incredible. And it's really interesting to blend, one art form with another and just like all these kinds of self-expression meshed into one. So yeah.
I love that. How long have you been tattooing?
So I've been tattooing now for like 2.5 years. And yeah, it's been really interesting because I feel like a lot of my journey has been sex work facilitating my ability to tattoo and to tattoo what I want and to learn what I want and really pursue that with everything that I have, you know?
It's cool. And I feel like tattoos, like Ivan has been sending me all these girls from like Alterotica and everything. And I love it because so when I was growing up, I was very much like, I only have like 3 tattoos, like I have no tattoos compared to you. But I always have loved tattoos and just like, and I feel like when I was growing up, they were much less common to be seen. And now I see more and more people kind of like expressing themselves through their skin, which is awesome because it's like you have all of that inside of you and you want to like showcase it on your body, which is super cool.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. Like my view on tattoos and the way that I tattoo my clients is very that tattoos represent an internal transformation that then you get a physical symbol on your skin, like of that transformation.
No,
like,
I
as
think
a reminder.
that's totally true. And I feel that completely because I feel like all of the tattoos that I have gotten have come during and after certain periods and timelines in my life. And it's just like something, and this, obviously isn't for everybody because not everybody has tattoos, but there are some people where it's just like, okay, this thing happened and it's almost like you need a reminder. And it isn't even necessarily like some people, it's about like, oh, I want people to ask me about my tattoos or whatever. But sometimes it's like, it's just a thing for you, like a little reminder of where you were, how you felt in that moment. And you can kind of like look back at your body and like see those times, which is cool.
Yeah, it's like a timeline. I think it's really interesting to be able to like have these internal transformations and then like have that storyline physically represented. Granted, my least favorite part of tattoos is men commenting on my tattoos in public. I'm like, can we not?
What are some of the comments that you would get that you're just like, what are we doing?
They're like, did that hurt? Like, no, it felt awesome. Like, I loved it. Or then they'll go into like, yeah, I don't have any tattoos, but I want to get a sleeve. I want to get like a lion and a like hourglass. And I'm like,
You're like, what does this mean to you?
Yeah, I'm not trying to get into all that. I'm just like, that's really great. Like, find a good artist, plan it out well.
Yeah.
I try to be nice about it because I know one of the interesting observations I've had about like having a lot of tattoos is that people always in public, it causes them to self-reflect. It's less a commentary about my tattoos and more about them and their experience with tattoos.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting.
Which it's one of the only like physical changes I've noticed that triggers that like introspective response.
Yeah, and it is interesting because even you'll see like people leaving comments, like I've even had before where maybe people don't even know that I have any tattoos because some of the things I post on social is I try to keep it so tame because it's so easy to get your account removed and shadow banned and everything. Like, I love that you don't have any tattoos, and I'm like, I do have tattoos. Or if I talk about getting another tattoo, it's like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? I'm like, it's not your body. It's my body, my choice. Do you love the pod? Of course you do. Do you love ads? Not so much. Do you want to prove how much you love the pod? Then join us ad-free on patreon.com/TWND podcast. Every tier of support gets you day early releases and ad-free enjoyment. The Totally Wholesome Not Dirty podcast is made possible by listeners like you. If you want the full VIP experience, join any of our dirtbag tiers, which also gives you access to skits, photo sets, bonus episodes, and monthly Zoom chats where we sit down, reflect, share, and more. You'll also have access to Thought Takes, a mini show where I strip down and go in hard with rant-episodes. What are you waiting for? Join us and be a dirtbag at patreon.com/TWND podcast.
What I do think is funny though, in my experience, is that with how many tattoos I have, social media detects it as clothing.
Oh.
So like, for example, having my whole butt tattooed and thighs and stuff, they view that as like pants, I've found.
Oh, okay. So I need to get a whole leg.
Like all your whole ass, and then you can just be ass posting.
That's amazing.
I'm like,
that's so cool.
I swear by that and changing your like gender to male on Instagram, they quit removing you so much.
That's awesome. Okay, maybe I should just switch to male because I was talking about this with who was I talking about this with? I think it was with Ashen, where it's like when I put on a strap-on. Have you used a strap-on? Worn a strap-on? There's something inside of me that when I strap on a dick, I'm like, oh, I get it. I get male audacity. Like, I understand it. I feel powerful. Like, I understand the patriarchy.
That is so real. And then you're like trying to walk around and you're walking all weird. I'm
I'm just man spreading for no reason. I'm just like, here's my dick.
I get that, especially when you have like a big old dick on that strap on. You're like, feels good. You couldn't tell me shit.
Yeah, don't
try me.
How dare you speak to me, woman?
Yeah. Or take up space.
And suck it. Like,
yeah. That's so real.
Oh, but it is funny because there's so much interesting stuff with like gender and all of that as far as it relates to social media, just because like you'll see girls who talk all the time, and this has happened to me as well, but like, oh, I post a bikini photo or something that seems like relatively tame, like something that you could just see out in the wild and you wouldn't be arrested for it, you know what I mean? But it's not allowed on social media. Yet I'll also see the male equivalent of thirst traps. Have you come across any of these on your social media journey?
Yeah, like you can see the whole outline of their dick, and I'm like, brother.
It came to this point that I'm like, okay, most of what I get served is women because women, you know what I mean? Like it's just, I am in my mid-30s. I still don't know how to talk to women, but they're so pretty. But sometimes, every now and then, I got served this one guy. And it was like bent over, shirtless, like looking at the camera, wearing those gray sweatpants, you know the ones. And he bends over and he's like holding himself here. And he's holding his dick. Like he's moving around, holding his dick. You can see the outline of his dick. You can see his hard dick held in his hand through his pants. And it just has like all this interaction and engagement. I'm like, what if I was just grabbing my tits and being like, well, I'm not doing anything.
You can't even like lightly cover, like tastefully, the
you
boobs
can't touch
at all.
Your boobs. You cannot touch. I've had a point where I just tried to like pull my bra up, just not showing boobs, but kind of like to show my abs so I could flex, and that got flagged for nudity. And I'm like, because I'm touching my bra. This guy's grabbing his dick. What are we doing? Okay.
You know what's funny is I found like on my tattoo Instagram, I tattooed a butthole.
Oh yes, was the donut one?
No, that wasn't me.
Oh, that wasn't you. Okay.
But it was like literally up to like a millimeter around like the anus. And I straight up posted these on Instagram. Like not the asshole.
Yeah.
I like drew like a line and like covered it, right? But I like posted the asshole. And this post was like one of my most popular tattoo posts, right? And all the comments are like, how are you getting away with posting this? Yada yada yada. And I'm like, it's art.
Yeah, it is.
And it did get taken down.
That's crazy. Yeah. Sometimes the things I see, I just never know what's going to be allowed and what's not. Like I'll see just tits on my page and I'm not hating, but it's like
it's just breastfeeding.
It's like oh my god, the fake breastfeeding says it. I'm like, how much attention do you need? Because I don't want to be known as someone who is feeding a fake baby with my tit. Like it is something really strange.
Like those $900 real life baby things.
Yes. I'm like, you're investing in just showing people your tits. Why don't you just get on OnlyFans?
That's
too much for me.
I'm not gonna judge, but that shit is over my head.
Yeah, no, I can't. Like, I don't know. It's something for me too. Like, I understand like being excited. I mean, I guess I don't personally understand it because I would never be excited that I'm like, I'm pregnant. Like that's not like my thing. But maternity shoots have always weirded me out. And this is no hate if you've had a maternity shoot, but probably if you've had one, you're probably not listening to the show right now. Because let's be honest, it's mostly dudes. But there's something to me that's always been just a little strange about it. Like it rubs me weird. I'm talking about the ones that are nude. Like you're naked, like in a lake with like some sheer stuff like kind of covering you. And there's something just weird about it to me that if I like grew up and I was like, here's my mom showing me these maternity photos where she's naked in a lake pregnant with me, I'd be like, why?
You know, it's like, for example, just not even erotica, but like nude art photography. I think it's almost in that same vein. So
yeah, I guess that's true.
I can get it from like an artistic perspective.
From an artistic perspective, yes.
What I think is weird is people posting that.
Yes.
I'm like,
that's the difference. If it's like, oh, for you and your partner to commemorate like this magical moment of creating life or whatever, sick. But I don't know, there's something strange about being like, here's my big pregnant tits. And like, I'm so excited he came in me like this.
like a baby shower is just like a cream pie celebration party.
Oh, okay. It is. It's so true. Or like, I love all those memes where it's like, oh, we're trying for a baby. And it's like, oh, so you're like raw dogging it all the time and you're telling everybody at the dinner table.
Listen, if I'm in a relationship, I'm only raw dogging it. I'm sorry.
No.
Like cream. If you're not coming in my pussy, it's a waste.
Yes, exactly. Like, where are we putting this shit?
Yeah, like, plus, like, it's so messy. Like,
yeah.
Facial every once in a while, but let's be for real.
That's mostly just for content, let's be real, because you don't want to get that shit in your eye. And, like, sometimes it has a time and place for it, but that shit burns. Like,
only when I'm ovulating and I'm, like, extra kinky, you know?
Yeah. No, there is something about ovulating that your whole body is just like, give me all the cum, all the things. I want to be covered in your cum. I want it inside me. I want it all over me. But then at the same time, you're like, but let's make sure that it's not actually getting inside.
Nah, no. I'm trying to get cream pie.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah?
Like, ovulate. That's what birth control's for, dude.
Oh, okay. See, like, I'm not on birth control, so I have to be a bit more careful just because. So birth control fucks me up. Like, I get depressed. I get like like it's not a good
so
thing.
That is the thing. I switched off hormonal birth control and that was like life changing.
Well, do you mind me asking?
The copper IUD.
Oh, okay.
And I love it. I had heard like mixed things. I had been on the hormonal IUD for like 10 years and I was on antidepressants. I was like anxious, like I had acne. It was terrible.
Yeah.
And then like coming up on a year, I got off my antidepressant, I got off hormones, and it has been the best decision.
That's awesome. Maybe I'll have to look into that because I do like getting filled with cum, but
no, that's my thing is like, I love cream pies so much.
There's something, can you feel it? Because no?
It's just like the knowledge.
It's the knowledge of the knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's something about, for me, like, I personally can feel it, and not like every time in every situation.
They have to like half pull out almost.
Yeah.
Kind of.
But there is something that's so good about like afterwards, and you're just like, oh, it's still there. You can't fully just, squat over the toilet. It doesn't all come out. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, we're going to the grocery store. I'll just leak a little bit of cum into my underpants. Who cares? Like,
no, I like that.
Yeah,
like, I love going to the grocery store after with no underwear. Just like
let it just go. No, it's because there's something like, if I don't know what this is, but it feels good too when it's like dripping. Like, there's something about the drip. I don't know what to tell you.
That is the kind of drip I like.
Yes, that is the only drip that matters to
me. Literally.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So speaking of getting cummed in, how long have you been doing like porn?
Yeah. So since 2019. Yeah. So quite a while. I was like in college and I was super broke and I just got out of this like horrible breakup. And kind of how my sex work journey started was I made a single bucket list, like when I went through this breakup, and I was like, what are all the things I want to do while I'm single? And one of them was like strip at amateur night. So I'm like a broke college student, right? I go on like a weekday night and I like make over $1,000, and I'm like, oh my God.
You're like, oh, why am I in college?
Well, I did finish out college, which was great, and that was really important for me.
No, it is just a joke. I know that college is important. I couldn't
it's
stay
not
in it.
It's not for everybody, and honestly, I don't think it's necessary for most people. I'm glad I went at the end of the day, but I started stripping, and my mom was kind of the one that actually suggested I start OnlyFans. Oh, really? Yeah. So she was like,
how's that conversation go? So I just think that you could do really well.
Well, it's like I was stripping and I loved it. I really did love it. That's why I kept doing it all throughout college. And then I was like doing photo shoots because I've always modeled. Okay. And I was doing like boudoir photo shoots. And I was like posting them on my personal Instagram, nothing crazy. And my mom was basically like, hey, have you heard of this thing called OnlyFans? Like, you really should not be posting that for free. Oh. Was kind of how that conversation went. And I was like, you know what?
So your mom is a businesswoman. She's like, listen, you're giving away the bag for free when you could be making the bag.
Yeah. So like she was pretty fully supportive from the jump. So yeah, I started OnlyFans, and then it was like a couple months later, like COVID started. And so like the strip clubs closed. I graduated college in 2020, like that May, which sucked. And then I sold everything I owned. Okay. By July 1st and moved out of like 2020. So I've been traveling full time since then, mostly international. So yeah, I kind of used OnlyFans as like my means of having no possessions and only what I can
seeing
carry.
The world and
exactly.
Yeah, that's really cool. And it's also cool to hear like about a supportive parental figure as well, because it's like I feel like the very common go-to insult for people who are in the industry is like, well, what do your parents think about what you do? I'm like, why are you thinking about my parents when you're jerking off to me? That's kind of weird.
Sounds like you got parental issues you need to work through on that one.
It's like the thing with like tattoos and like people seeing something on you and having it say something about them. Do you know what I mean? Like where it's because it's like I don't personally, when I see somebody else doing something, my go-to isn't like, well, I'm offended about this because this and this. What you do doesn't affect me. Like, why are you all so concerned about what everybody else is doing?
No, I so agree. I've been really, really lucky to have, for the most part, a very supportive family of like everything I've done, whether that's tattooing or getting tattooed or doing content or doing OnlyFans or doing porn. I mean, even like when I was at X3 and AVN and like we walked the red carpet, like I told my mom that I was going to be on the red carpet. She goes, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, Mom, it's for porn. And she goes, better than any red carpet your siblings have been on. And I was like,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So good. Damn. Man, I remember like one of the first red carpets I ever got on. I was like, this is so freaking cool. But I was also so nervous. Were you nervous at all, or were you just like here for it?
Shaking. Yes. It was so bad. I'm like, how do I pose? Because I feel
like... Do you get a thing like, okay, so for me personally, like I was also the same, like, but we also show our bodies, like we show ourselves naked, but like when I have clothes on, I'm like, what do I do?
I feel that too, and Ivan also agrees with me because he like obviously saw me in clothes, and when I took off my clothes, he was like, oh wow, because I feel like I have one of those like sleeper bodies, like my curves are in such a way where I feel like I look not fat, but I just look,
not at all.
I look I don't look like I'm as curvy as I am when I get naked, if that makes sense.
I hate how I look in clothes. Me too. I'm like, why do clothes exist? Is it just to kind of like advertise what you could see if you go to my OnlyFans? Like, because I hate wearing clothes. And I will plan an outfit for like an event or whatever, and I'm like, okay, this is good. And then I go to put it on, and I'm like, this is terrible. I don't look like this. Why do I look like this right now? And I just want to be fucking naked.
I relate to that so hard, and I don't know if that's like an industry thing. Until I started hanging out with industry people, I felt so alienated in society because like, one, the jokes that I make, people would just be like, oh my god, that's so vulgar. Like, why are you talking about that? Or like just the fact I'm naked all the time.
Yeah.
Like my like civilian normie friends that I like met in college, we like go on girls trips, and when we get an Airbnb, I'm walking around butt ass naked.
Yeah, because it's the most comfortable, natural state of being.
And like for people in the industry, like that's not weird.
No,
right?
No.
And they're like, it's so funny because we're sitting there eating, and I'm just butt ass naked. They're completely clothed. They like took a picture of me because they're like, you're so funny. Or like I went on a trip with my mom.
Like I'm not
and like
funny. I'm just. Is this funny to you? Honey, what does it make you think of? Sweet, delicious, sticky, licking it off your partner? If you want to have fun with a special friend or are someone who loves self-pleasure, Honey Playbox has the toys for you. Use our code TWND to save 15% on your purchase. Amp up your playtime at honeyplaybox.com. You deserve pleasure, so elevate your experience with Honey Playbox and support our show by using code TWND at checkout. Watching podcasts is fun. Watching reruns, also fun. But nothing beats a live experience. Check out our friends at Jerkmate by going to jkmte.com/TWND. Every sign up helps our show. Don't jerk alone. Get your front row seat to live events. Try Gold Show from the comfort of your couch. Check the show description or go to jkmte.com/TWND to try it out.
Or even like my mom. Again, my mom and I are very close, and it's like not weird. Like I would just like get out of the shower and like walk out and like to my suitcase and like be naked. And that to me is like not a weird thing because I feel like people stigmatize nudity so much.
Yeah.
And I always felt, again, so alienated. And then when I started like coming around and actually hanging out with industry people, I'm like, oh,
I guess my people.
Yeah, like no, this makes way more sense. And it's like my jokes aren't even vulgar anymore. They're just normal.
You're like, this is like, I've met some much more vulgar people.
Yeah, exactly.
I've become more vulgar as a result. It's great. No, I feel that too, because like I grew up in a very like religious area, very religious household and all that. So nudity was like, no. So I was like ashamed of my body. I never even want to look at myself naked. I would like get, ready for a shower or whatever and just ignore the fucking mirror. I'm like reaching out for the towel so I don't have to look at myself, like all that kind of stuff.
Whoa.
And now I'm to the point that I'm like, I don't want to look at myself unless I'm naked. Like, I just don't want to.
I feel that. And I've also like gotten to the point with my body is I feel like almost anything I put on too looks slutty. Like I'll look in the mirror and I'll be like, is this slutty or is this my body?
Yeah.
And like, I never know.
And why am I like wondering if it's slutty? Is it because like other people are going to say that this is what's slutty? Because I don't find it slutty. But then you're thinking about what other people are going to say. And it's like, if I was just naked, I wouldn't have to care.
Well, exactly. And it's also, I also try to be like respectful in public. Like I'm not trying to go out and be.
I'm not going to Trader Joe's with my top off, but like.
Yeah, exactly. Or something where like, I don't know. I just try to be respectful.
No,
and especially with traveling too. I think that's why I'm so mindful of it.
And like different cultures have different things that they accept and all that.
Exactly. Because I mean, there are definitely some countries I'm in where I have to wear an abaya, which is like
full covering type thing.
Yeah, like it's a form of like Islamic dress, and it's like completely like loose and flowing and normally black, stuff like that, or even like covering my hair, right? So that is, it's really interesting because I have a lot of like contradictions in my life and like these extreme juxtapositions of where I only feel comfortable naked, but then there's like a lot of times where I have to be completely covered, like in a muumuu kind of situation.
I can just imagine you sweltering under there, like, I just want to be naked right
now. Yeah, literally.
Oh, man. Yeah, I can't even imagine. It is true, because, like, I didn't travel that much, like, until, like, the past 5 years after my divorce and all that. And it is definitely a thing of, like, going to different cultures and trying to... Because when you spend all of your life, like, in the U.S., where as much as people want to say, like, oh, like, there's the stigma, there's this and that, you are so free, God damn it, compared to so many places. Like, and, you know, just going and experiencing other cultures and other places can give you such a different perspective on how good we have it. You know, and it's not like, you know, everything is perfect by any stretch of the means. But like, even I went to places like Bali, and certain places in Bali is very touristy, like in the whole Indonesia and stuff like that. So you dress more like you normally would. But then you go, you know, a few towns over from that, and it's like, well, you have to make sure that you're very covered up, and it is more Muslims. You have to be more careful with all this kind of stuff. Like, I think that a lot of people who don't have the opportunity to go travel to other places have a much more limited perspective of the world, like, as a whole. So it's cool that you've gotten to experience all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, I think it's really interesting too, because you see, you know, like, what works in the States, and then to me what's more apparent is really what doesn't work. And it's interesting because even in some of the places where it feels more repressive, there's more of a sense of community, and I almost think that society maybe works a little bit better. So I also kind of question, like, even though I indulge in individuality a lot, is like, what does that say about the pursuit of individuality in the United States and how that alienates people and destroys the sense of community too?
Yeah, no, I think that there is like a big lack of community, because I think individualization is important, but it's definitely not the most important thing. Because I think that with kind of how culture has shifted, like, as I've grown, and I don't know how old you are, but I don't know if it's just that, like, I'm getting old thing, but it seems like a lot of people don't give a fuck about each other anymore. Even like you know, mentioning, like, there are certain situations and certain places that I go and things that I want to be respectful, but then there's like the alternate where it's like, well, this is who I am, so fuck all of you. Like, I don't give a shit. You should love me and appreciate me exactly the way that I am, and there's nothing wrong with me. And it's like, well, that may be true, like, but you can keep that to yourself. You can keep that value that you have in yourself. But when it's like negatively affecting the people around you and you don't care about it, then therein lies the problem. Like, I'm a huge supporter of the industry, and I think that there are a lot of good things that can be afforded to people because of it. But it's like the situation of, like, knowing the time and the place. Like, because when I see things of people, like, out in public doing things specifically on camera to get a reaction of doing something questionable, just to be like, well, they don't, and, you know, don't judge me. And it's like, you wanted to be judged. That's why you filmed yourself doing the thing. That's why you were naked where you shouldn't have been. That's what, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, that's not so much about individuality and expressing yourself. That's like hoping to elicit a reaction that will get you your 15 minutes of fame.
And also, like, portray you in a sense of, like, victimhood.
Yeah.
But no, I totally agree with you. I obviously think individuality is very important, but my problem with a lot of Americans that travel in general is that it's like they don't even try. Like, they don't even try to, like, respect the culture or respect the people or how they live. Or specifically, there's some, like, pretty mainstream porn girls that like travel to conservative countries, and the way that they dress and what they post on social media from those countries literally makes my blood boil.
Yeah.
I'm like, you should not be doing that in that country. Like, I just think it's
disrespectful.
Like, you're a visitor in someone else's home.
Yeah.
And I think you have to, the world is not the United States. They don't
Yep.
think this way. They don't value individualism the same way. And I just think it's extremely disrespectful. And so that is like one thing of, you know, I've really gone out of my way to be respectful as I'm traveling and really adhere to the culture.
Yeah. And it is a thing too of like, oh, well, you shouldn't disrespect us just because we do what we do and you have to respect me. It's like respect is earned. It's not an inherent thing that you're entitled to, because respect from those around you is based on the way that you present yourself. So if you're presenting yourself like a snobby piece of shit, nobody has to respect you, and probably very few people are going to. And if anything, it's just a bunch of yes men kissing your ass because they want to pork you. You know what I mean?
You're so right on that. But it's really interesting too, because so just like for a reference point, I've been to 61 countries.
Oh, wow.
So
that's a lot of ground to cover in 5-6 years.
Yeah. So some of that was like before in college, like took my dumb stripper money and like went on vacation. But yeah, so I'm 26 too. You're kind of wondering how old I am. But I think it's interesting because the world is not as oppressive as you would think it is, but also at the same time, there is so much privilege just from being conventionally attractive, white American, traveling. Like the privilege that affords you, even there where people are systematically disadvantaged by the global system.
Oh, wow.
It's sad, and it kind of changes your perspective on the way you move through the world. Just because I don't feel like a lot of Americans realize the privilege that they have.
Yeah. No,
just being born in a place you had no control over. And then they go abroad and they wield that sort of privilege to like victimize themselves and portray their individualism and not respect the culture. And I'm like,
yeah. And it's often people too who like, you know, I know this isn't in every case or whatever, but I've noticed it on social media as well. And it's like, well, when you're back here, you're still with that victim mindset. It's like, I don't want to be known as a victim. I don't want that to be like what I'm known for. Do you know what I mean? Like to have that kind of victim mentality, it's like, it just seems so not worth your time. Like, doesn't it seem like it would be just exhausting to constantly just have this idea of like, everyone else is the problem and, you know, everyone just hates me because I do this and that and the other thing. It's like, well, number one, I don't think people hate you as much as you're putting on that they do, because nobody thinks about you as much as you think about you.
Yep.
Nobody does. Nobody does. Even if you're someone who's like, you know, maybe a very, very selfless person, you're still thinking about yourself, because that's just how your brain works. It's self-preservation at its finest. Yep. But there's a difference between like self-preservation and like, you know, thinking this or that, or noticing trends and patterns in people. You have to recognize that in yourself as well. So it's, you know, if everybody is the asshole, who's the asshole?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, that's so real.
Yeah.
And I think that's just the ego.
Yeah.
Know? People that is so real. You know, I think, especially with traveling, I purposefully put myself in a lot of uncomfortable situations.
Okay.
And sometimes I will explain some of the places I've like lived or stayed, and people will be like, but why? Like, for example, I was living in Kenya for about a month with no running water.
Oh, wow.
So, like, you know, you have to go get the water. Yeah. Like, you have to go fetch it, right? Yeah. And even, like, some of the Kenyans, like, the neighborhoods I was staying in, they're like,
why are you here?
Yeah, so it was, like, a suburb of Nairobi. Okay. That's considered, like, a slum. And when I was, like, in Nairobi proper, and I would tell Kenyans that I was staying in this certain area, they were like, I don't even go there. Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, But I just feel like that's a lie that we tell ourselves, is that people are a lot worse than they actually are. Because like the level of like kindness and community and stuff I felt in places like that is so much more amplified than places where they have everything.
Yeah. Well, it's also a thing of too, like when everything is so readily available and you're in this like constant consumer type mindset, it's easy to just kind of like go past anything that actually truly matters. Because even if you think about things like social media, like the more that I stay away from social media, like the whole post and ghost mentality, the happier I fucking feel, because you're not like it's so easy to get trapped into the little box of like just scrolling, and this person has this and maybe I need this and here's an ad that shows me exactly what I need that's going to change my life completely. And it's like the things that you're doing are what are going to change your life, because going to a place where you don't have running water and you have to go fetch your water, doesn't that also then, I would assume, give you like a much bigger appreciation for the things that you do have and that can be afforded to you? Like if you were, you know, coming home and it's like, oh, I have running water, or I have fast internet, or I have whatever, because it's like when that's just available to you all the time and you have nothing, it's not that I don't think people in the States have anything to like strive towards necessarily, but I think it's a lot different than in other places because people don't realize how good they have it because they've only ever known this. So it's like you just want to be TikTok famous, or you just, you know, want a lot of money or like whatever, but that doesn't actually provide value to your life if you're not appreciating what is already afforded to you.
Yeah, 100%. And I also think too, you know, you hear a lot of criticism of like, oh, well, you can go and you can leave. And I'm like, I am so like aware, like acutely aware of the privilege I have to be able to enter those kinds of spaces and then leave.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people can't.
Yeah.
Right. And so I also think it's important when you're traveling to places like that you're really doing good in the community. And like you're giving back to spaces that truly, truly need it. Not in terms of like being a white savior, like going and whatever, but giving the people in those communities resources so that they can make the change themselves that can actually last and better the community. But you're so right. I think a lot of people will never understand what it's like not to have those things. Like to not have water, to not have electricity, to not have a refrigerator. Like there was a period of like 4 months where I couldn't find ice. This is so weird. So, ice.
Yeah.
I love ice water. I love cold water, right? Like
it's just super cold.
Super cold. No ice.
No ice.
The next time I saw ice, I literally cried.
I
sobbed. Like I was like at this club, and bottle service there is like $20, right? Like cheap.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof, that's rough.
So I'm like, it's like the one time I'd gone out in like 3 months, they brought a bucket of ice, and I have this hilarious photo of me just holding this bucket of ice, like
you're just
sobbing,
so
like, and then I asked for a to-go cup, and I literally took a cup of ice home to put in my water bottle.
I love that.
Yeah, but like stuff like that you don't realize, or like a dryer for your clothes.
Yeah.
Or like a fuzzy blanket or AC or like all of these things we take for granted.
Yeah. It's even a thing like, and this is not, because I know Australia is not like a third world country or something like that. But even just the difference in Australia to here, like the plugs don't make any fucking sense. Like certain things will just short out all the electrical. And I'm like, what is, like, I have an adapter. This shouldn't have like broken my curling iron. What the fuck is it? Like, you're just pissed about it. Or like almost nobody uses a clothing dryer. It's all like clothing on the line. And when I first went there with my man, I was like, what do you mean what do you mean we're going to put clean clothes out on a line outside where the dust and the wind will blow all over the clothes we just cleaned? What do you mean?
So you know what the hard thing about drying clothes is because I was avoiding avoiding winter for 5 years. So I was just like basically on the equator.
Fuck winter.
No, for real. And during rainy season in a lot of these countries, they don't have dryers. So you just like have to put your clothes out. And then it's rainy season. So it's raining every day. And then it's like they don't dry.
Yeah.
And then they start smelling
damp all the time.
So if you don't meticulously plan when you're doing laundry, you have to redo it anyway.
Yeah. And it's so funny, like those little things that you don't think about. Because even when I first started dating my partner now, because he's Australian, he was like, I had to go out to do, errands. And he's like, oh, I'll wash the clothes. I was like, fuck yeah. And my last house had these big like banisters because there was like an upstairs unit. So I came back and I look up and the entire banister is just lined with damp clothes. He had like laid out, I'm like, there's a dryer. He's like, oh, dryers shrink clothes. Like it's not good for the clothes. So he just like laid out all the clothes like along this banister. I'm like, what are you talking about?
You know what? They're onto something.
I know.
Because your clothes degrade so much faster.
They do. I had no idea. But maybe that's that consumer like, oh, you need to buy new clothes because all of these expensive, laundry units that we've sold you are degrading your clothes over time. So your clothes isn't going to last as long. So we can just get more money.
That's exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing that I've realized is like being gone for 5 years now. It's just like the system of consumerism has such a chokehold on everyone. Mm-hmm. And you don't even realize you're like subscribing to it. Because it's just the way of life. Like, it's such an ingrained part of the culture that you can't separate it.
Yeah. No, it's very true. Like, even my ex-husband liked to spend my money more than I could make it, like, much faster. It was crazy. It was really wild how that happened. But he loved it. He loved spending money. And I was under this, like, little thing like for a while of like, oh, like I'll buy people things, and if I buy people things and I get people little gifts, like, oh, I was thinking of this for you, or I definitely need this thing, because I was under that mindset from how much he would buy things as well. And I know that's my own thing to have to recognize in myself as well. But the longer I've been with my current partner, who is Australian and not so like materialistic, all that kind of stuff, like I started getting rid of a bunch of stuff. My spending went way fucking down. Like I didn't even realize like sometimes like how much I was just spending on shit like I didn't need just for like the sake of doing it. And when you start to kind of like recognize that is, I think, I'm sure it's probably other places, but it's a very inherently USA thing. Like, you need this. You definitely need this. And we're going to keep showing it to you 50 million times until you buy it. And then we're going to show you something else that complements the thing that we've like encouraged you to buy and told you that you need. And this is going to fix your life. And we're just constantly like barraged by all of these things that we need, but nobody actually knows what they need. Like,
exactly. And this was a lot of the reason people always ask me, well, why did you sell everything? Why did you start traveling? And it was because I realized that the system of consumption, I didn't know what life was without that. So I said, fuck this. I'm selling everything. I have what I can carry and I'm going to leave. Yeah. Right. And I did that. And then you realize how little you need. And I would consider myself a maximalist traveler at that, right? Yeah. Like, I've got my jewelry and I've got, my big thing of makeup, like, because obviously I'm doing content. I've got like 2 pounds of sex toys.
Some dildos and shit.
Like, which is interesting, traveling with dildos.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Like, have you ever gotten stopped for dildos? Or
yeah, a couple of times. Let me just say, I did find out from U.S. Border Protection that glass butt plugs look like eggs on the scanner.
We all have bad habits, and breaking them is hard. That's where Fume comes in. You've probably heard about Fume, but you might not know what it is. Fume is a flavored air device. No smoke, no batteries, just a beautiful reminder to breathe easy. So if you have a bad habit that you're trying to turn into a good one, head on over to tryfume.com/TWND to get a discount on your Journey starter pack. That's actually what Fume sent over to me to give a little taste test. And currently I am, well, not puffing on because there's no smoke, but I am breathing peach blush, which is actually, see, no smoke, a delicious flavor that I am very excited to be sipping on, as it were. I'm definitely trying to break a few bad habits of my own this year, and I think that Fume is a great place to start with that. I am an oral fixation girly. I always have to have something in my mouth. I was chewing on my fingernails for ages and other bad habits that we don't want to talk about. So if you want to join me on my journey to quit a bad habit and also help support the show that you love so very much, head on over to tryfume.com/TWND and let me know your experience, because I am excited to turn my bad habit into a good one with Fume. Tryfume.com/TWND.
So they made me literally take out my butt plugs and put them in a tray. It was fucking disgusting. I'm like, just look at them. They're like see-through glass butt plugs.
You can see through this. Do you understand? Like, what do you think is in here? There's nothing in here.
It's just glass
in here, but that's not.
Yeah, so glass butt plugs definitely look...
Okay, so if you're traveling with a glass butt plug, maybe don't put it in your carry-on.
Yeah. I also did get arrested in Dubai.
Oh my. For a glass butt plug?
Let me just say that I found out the hard way that vibrators are illegal and they don't allow American orgasms on their soil. So...
What is that an actual thing?
Yeah, no, I got
what?
I got detected.
Wait.
Yeah, so
was that like in the rules of the thing? No
yes.
American orgasms allowed?
Well, yeah, because you're not married. So like definitely no sex before marriage. Like they have dildo scanners in the airports.
Okay.
Because, you know, Dubai, they've got like really
it's like
high-tech
for
stuff.
Specifically for dildos?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I thought
you think no, I'm being so for real right now. Like
specifically to capture the dildos.
Yeah. No dildo, no sex toys. So I had like a vibrator and they like pulled me to the side, took me to this back room, took my passport, took everything.
Oh my god. That's
put
terrifying.
me in this room, and this woman in this burqa was like, you have something in your luggage that you're not allowed to have, like was like, and I'm like, I had a drone, right?
Yeah.
And I knew that drones, like, they take it and they hold it at the airport, right? So I'm thinking she's talking about the drone.
Yeah.
Right? The vibrator did not even cross my mind. She goes, you have an adult toy. And I'm like, no, that's like a massager, like a
yeah, it's for my back. It's for my sciatica.
And then she pulls it out, and it's like bright pink.
You're like, yeah, I am colorblind. I can only see pink, so I.
It was actually crazy because then so she like has me there, like I'm waiting in this room. I'm like shitting myself, like I'm so scared.
Yeah.
She basically comes back in. They make me sign this like document that's like they can destroy my property or whatever. Mm-hmm. So they like confiscate it. They like take my drone.
So they destroyed your dildo?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well,
or did they?
I think there's a dildo black market there. I'm gonna be there's gotta be.
That makes sense to me because it's like, you know, when you go through TSA and you have something that's like 0.1 fluid ounces over, they're like, you definitely can't have this. I'm like, it's Pepto-Bismol, and they're like, I have a tummy ache. Like,
yeah, literally, they just pocket your shit. Yeah. So I think that's probably more likely what happened. But she like threw my passport at me and was like, "You're lucky you're American."
Okay.
And I was like,
that's a little aggressive.
It was so aggressive, and I was like, my vibrator.
Here's the thing about like, you can't. Is it just like, would you get arrested for finger banging yourself because you're orgasming without a husband?
I think so. Like,
that's crazy.
Here's what I don't understand about Dubai. All these like OnlyFans girls
get flown out. I hear about it all the time.
They be going to Dubai.
Did they get married and then annulled? And
I don't. This is the thing. I don't get it. Like how I really truly do not understand that whole dynamic, because like if I can't have a vibrator, what do you mean this like 2 million Instagram follower OnlyFans girl is just going to Dubai to like work?
Yeah.
Is she just going with no sex toys? Is she filming content there? Like,
maybe she's using your sex toy that got confiscated.
I hope you love the pink vibrator.
I hope you
actually. I miss that thing.
That's so wild, because that's what I first thought of when you said like Dubai, and I was like, because you're like, my dildo got confiscated. I'm like, but all these girls I always see getting flown out to Dubai, or hear stories about like these people like flying out girls to. I don't think they're cuddling. Like,
they're getting shit on apparently.
Oh. Wait a minute.
Yeah. So
So the girls are getting shit on, or the guys are getting shit on? Is everyone getting shit on?
So from what I've heard.
Okay, tell me. I need it. Everyone's just getting shit on in Dubai, and they don't allow vibrators. What is going on?
Habibi, come to Dubai.
Come to Dubai. Shit on me.
No, so from what I've heard is like these rich oil guys fly these midline famous girls out to Dubai. They pay them really well. And then they like degrade them and like shit on them. And
that
like,
wouldn't work for me. The other way around, I'm like, I could conjure a shit for, a couple thousand at least. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't want to get shit on.
Yeah.
Just imagine. I'm sorry. Hang on. Just give me a second. You have all these photos, like, oh my god, I'm going to Dubai. Oh look, I got like the what is like the airline, the
United Emirates.
They have the Emiratis. They're out at the little bar. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Like the lay down
but
bed.
what you don't see.
Yeah, it's like them on a yacht.
You have 2 million followers, but you have 2 million pounds of shit on your chest because, like, what the fuck?
Literally, like, I'm sure they're putting like.
What's your price to get covered in shit from an oil tycoon in Dubai? I don't know. I don't know what I could do.
I don't think anything's worth my dignity.
I don't think it is. That's the thing. It's like, oh, there's always a price, and like, oh god,
it
would have to be a lot. I'm talking like in the millies.
Millies for you?
But $1 million isn't even worth what it used to be anymore. Let's be real.
Yeah, like, with inflation, that's like 250,000. You
gotta give me that like Bezos money to get my chest shit on.
God, I don't even know.
I don't even know if I could. Like, I think about it and I'm like, okay, money. I do like money, but I don't like shit. Like, and there's something.
Can I pick their diet before?
That's the thing. Is it like what am I preparing for? Is it like Taco Bell shits, or is it like something that's a little healthier? Like, because there's just so many different ways that can go. There's so many different kinds of shit. Like, I can't.
Can I wear like hazmat gear?
Can I wear one of those COVID face shields?
Let me just put a fishbowl over my head, and then
dress me like an astronaut, and we can talk because. But you gotta think too, it's not even just like the being shit on. It's you have to smell it.
And then you have to clean it.
How are you gonna like
how long do you have to have it on you before you get to clean it?
I don't even know. Like, okay, maybe pee. Is there a market for pee? Like, cause I don't this is so disgusting, but like there's something about shit that I'm just like
I agree with you.
I just don't know what price it would be.
But even
worth.
like pee, I don't know.
Pee, I could like maybe get my mind wrapped around pee. My ex used to pee on me in the shower just because he'd be drunk and he thought it was funny and I hated it. But
I could do girl pee.
Girl pee. That's the difference. I could even maybe have a girl shit on my chest. I don't know. There's something about a guy. I definitely don't want to shit on my chest. Don't take that as an opportunity to shit on my chest if we do content, please. Like, I'm not consenting.
Oh my god.
But over a girl shit over a guy shit, for sure.
100%.
Like, any day of the week.
Girl piss over guy piss, also.
Also, I'm sorry. There's something so funny, too, about, like, you're getting flown out, you go to Dubai, you lay down, you're getting ready for shit. I would get, even if I was like, all right, I'm going to get shit on, I'm getting 5 mil, I'm going to get shit on. You're laying there. The ick that would come over me to see a guy lower himself into a squat over top of you to shit, I would get the biggest ick. I'd be like, oh, you're squatting like that? Like, why are your legs shaking? That's gross. Like, it's almost grosser than the shit just to see you. Like, are you sure this is humiliating me or is it humiliating you right now? Because
you've got a point there, Molly.
Anyway, this has been a lot of talk about shit. What are some other places that you've been? Okay, so you've been to 61 countries, barring the shit of Dubai. Where is like maybe your top 3 places that you've been, like your favorites?
Top 3 would be really, really hard.
5
I could do. Okay, let me see. Rwanda.
Okay.
Nicaragua. Jordan or Egypt. Similar vibe, different countries, but similar vibe. I really liked Bosnia.
Okay.
And I feel like Mexico is underrated. But not Cancun, like not the popular spots.
Just like the Mexico, not like tourist spots.
Yeah, like the Pacific Coast is
Okay.
a lot better. But like not necessarily Puerto Vallarta, but like I like South Pacific Coast, like
Okay.
Oaxaca, Chiapas
Nice.
area.
Cool. So I don't really know anything about Bosnia. Like, what's Bosnia like? Because I've heard the name so many times. I've obviously never been there. Like, what's the vibe of Bosnia? This is a cool word.
It is a cool word. So I didn't spend enough time there, and I think that that's why it holds such like a high place in my mind, because I just feel like I have so much more I need to go back and see. And so it's like it's been on my mind for sure. It's actually interesting because on that list there's 2 places that have had a relatively recent genocide.
Oh.
Right? Because I think there's just a different way that the people in countries that have been through pretty recent conflict interact with each other that I think is interesting, or also just countries with like a really deep history.
It's like getting back to kind of that community type thing?
I think it's a lot of it is the community, but also people have been like, in obviously a very fucked up way, like reminded like of what's important.
Yeah.
And they just interact in the world in a different way. Bosnia specifically is so naturally beautiful. And every country that's really high on that list, I went into with no expectation. And I think that that's another important topic, is just like I was in Croatia, I had Bosnian food, and I was like, I have to go to Bosnia now. I love the food. So then I just impromptu, like, the day before
Went
was
to
like,
Bosnia.
yeah, went to Bosnia. Exactly. Like, it was just so out of the blue. So I didn't have enough time to research. I love that. You're like, I didn't
food
plan.
is good. I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like, what country am I going to go to? I'll pull up like their top 50 on Spotify and then choose the one with the best music.
Oh,
and then
yeah, I love
do
that.
no research. Like, there's a lot of days where I don't know what country I'm going to be in the next day.
Yeah.
Like, in 24 hours, I have no idea where I'm going to be.
Yeah. I think that's cool though, because it is like the thing of like expectations, right? It's just like going into like a new friendship or a new work situation or whatever. If you put expectations on the unknown, then you're always going to be disappointed, because you already built something in your
Up
head
in
that
your
doesn't
head.
necessarily exist. Whether you're building it up or building it down, like there's always going to be some level of disappointment.
Because it's just different. That's the thing. So, like, with Bosnia, it has such a rich history. It's so naturally pretty. But there's also this really sad but like morbid fascination of like this tension in the air that you can almost cut with a knife.
Oh, wow.
Like, you can feel it. It's really, really weird. And then in contrast, like Rwanda, similar kinds of pain, right, that happen in a similar time frame. But there's like no tension. That
It's
was like
everybody dealing with something
like
differently
it's how
based on
they
the
deal with it
culture.
differently, and then like examining like how the culture in and of itself has handled it differently in each situation. I feel like Bosnia, they really like repressed it, and in Rwanda they do starting every April, when the genocide started in 94, they have 100 days of mourning.
Oh, wow.
So they have like basically government mandated time where it is very real. And I wasn't there during that time, but
Yeah.
I've heard is the emotions are really raw. You can feel the tension in those 100
Yeah.
days. And then outside of that, it's like people know that every year they have that space to grieve.
Yeah.
And so the way that they've dealt with it is super different.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, I can only imagine, but like you can't even imagine, like, and also there's something different too, I feel like, about like other countries outside of the US, because a lot of people, I guess, don't really realize, like, even sometimes I hear about people who come to visit the States for the first time, and they're like, oh, I'm going to go to like New York, and I'm going to go to California, and I'm going to go to Colorado. I'm like, in 5 days? Like the expanse of the US is so big that even like the states are like countries like within. And I feel like with everything spread out that much, it's like there isn't, maybe it is more state to state with that kind of like community, or how you like process things that are happening like in the world and in the country and stuff like that, that it is a bit more like those countries. Because like side to side, you said like they deal with the genocide differently. Here, it's much more different here. But countries overseas are so much smaller and more condensed than you have here. Like the sprawl here is just insane.
I definitely think it depends on where. Like Europe, yes, for sure. But I feel like in, for example, Africa, they really understand the expanse of the US because Africa is so much bigger than the States.
Yeah, no, Africa's huge.
Like, so, you know how people here might drive 12 hours to go to a state away, and people abroad think that's crazy, right? Like Europeans or whatever. In Africa, a 24-hour bus ride is like pretty common. Like that's like a pretty standard thing you would do. One, because the roads are bad, and two, just because it's so expansive. I mean, even just flying across the continent of Africa, like from the Middle East to like South Africa is like, I think 13 hours on a plane.
Oh my God.
Like it's like a long, and it's over land.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy.
That is crazy, yeah.
So it's like, it's so big. Like, you can't even understand the scale.
Yeah,
like,
you can't. Because it's like, you know, and you've heard, like, Africa is bigger, you know, than the continental U.S. and all that. But when you look at maps and stuff like that, it doesn't portray it like how it actually is. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah, for sure. It's just, like, the way that they've done map projections to, you know, take a globe and make it flat. It is naturally on the curve is going to make that smaller. But of course I knew Africa was bigger, but after spending like over a year in Africa, it's like mind-boggling.
Yeah.
How big it is. Like, it is shocking.
Wow.
How big.
Get Soul. Go to getsoul.com and use code TWND to save 30% on your order. You can find a nice variety of different beverages, gummies. They have sleep gummies. They have big brain soul gummies with a little bit of caffeine. They're tangerine and they're so yummy. And you can stress less. You can stress fucking less by going to getsoul.com and using code TWND to save 30% on your order. Don't stress about the apocalypse. Just get high. It's so interesting. Yeah, that's a place I've never been. That does sound wild, though.
Africa's so underrated.
Yeah.
100%. Like, it is one of the coolest places to travel.
Yeah, well, you've spent a lot of time there, for sure. Do you have any other travel that you have upcoming that you're looking forward to?
I very recently have kind of decided that I'm wanting to focus more on like tattooing and really focusing on my art and being in the gym and having a little bit more stability. I definitely feel like I achieved as much stability as I could traveling.
Yeah.
So I'm actually like in the process of like more establishing myself in the States again, which has been really interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's the first time in 5 years I've like been back for any period of time.
All with like a new perspective on everything too, which is really, really cool.
So I want to go to Western Africa soon-ish. I know I'm going to be going back to Europe for like tattoo stuff kind of soon. I just got back from France like last week. But I think I'm going back to Italy like in November maybe. But I don't really plan in advance. Yeah. So I'm like that kind of person.
You're like, Bosnia food? Good, let's go. Like
Yeah. So it's like a week before it stresses people out. I'm like, so I'm going to go to wherever.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. I'm like such a planner person. So I'm like living vicariously through your journeys right now. Because I'm like, that's so cool that you can just like go.
Well, I used to be like that.
Yeah.
And then when you travel so much, I think that you just realize that like you're going to figure it out. And like things work best, like I said, with no expectation.
Yeah.
And the more you plan, the more you back yourself into a corner.
Yeah.
So for example, if I know like I'm going to Senegal, for example, that might be one of my next trips. And I book everything in advance. Let's say I get to Senegal and someone there is like, hey, I have this really cool opportunity in Ghana, right? Or there's this festival going on in Ghana, like you should go.
Yeah.
if I already have everything booked, it makes it a lot more, there's a lot more resistance in my mind to saying yes to things that normally I would want to say yes to.
No, that makes sense. I definitely plan a lot less than I used to because, you know, I'm a little control freak. And I just like thought, you know, you could plan everything out. But like you do start to realize that like the more plans you make, the more opportunity you have to be disappointed by those plans or like to get locked into something, or you make all the best laid plans and then none of them are working out. So my partner is a bit more, you know, let's just go. Let's just do the thing. And
that's how Australians are.
So we have this nice little mix of like, let's just do it. And I'm like, okay, let's plan a little bit and we can like meet in the middle. Yeah. And then makes it a much, much better experience. But yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
So much fun stuff. And I know that we kind of glossed over a little bit of stuff, but we got distracted I got distracted, but all of your adventures. Sure. But I do still want to talk also about your content creation because obviously people are going to want to, you know, see where they can find you and like what kind of content you enjoy making and what's upcoming and stuff.
Yeah. So I love doing the tattoo scenes and I love doing like a lot of girl stuff is super fun for me. I do a lot of solo. I like a lot of like findom, dom, matrix stuff is super fun. Because I was kind of in that world before I even got into content, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the dom space,
that's
like
cool.
In person, which
we should link up and do some content together.
100%. That would be so much fun.
I love doing dom stuff, and it's fun too when you find other people who are like, oh yeah, I like doing this, because sometimes, and this is once again, if you're listening to this is no hate. Don't think that it's, you know, directed at you at all. But some people are just really good at dom and talking to a camera and talking to a fan and creating a scenario and an experience. And some people have no idea how to do like any sort of like dom stuff, so it doesn't come through quite as genuine. You know what I mean?
No, I totally get that. And everyone has their own style of doing things, so I try not to be too hard on people. But yeah, I mean, I love creating art. I love being on video. I love doing photo stuff. I love doing like stuff in new locations, obviously, because I'm always somewhere new. So like being able to utilize different spaces and different lighting situations. Because at the end of the day, like I'm an artist. I like the artistic side of stuff.
That's what I like to do when I travel too, is like, you know, try to find somewhere cool to like do some sort of content, do some sort of photos, have an experience that I get to share and all that. And yeah, super cool.
But yeah, other than that, you know, working with Alterotic and doing like the tattoo scenes for like Ink Motel is super fun. And I think on this trip out, we're doing some stuff for some like Inked Raw movie and some other
cool stuff. So,
So,
and I've heard that you can't like tattoo actually during the scene. Like, how does it go into like, how do you mix that into the scenes?
We tattoo in the scenes.
Oh, okay. Because
So, like-
I thought I had heard that like you can't show like the penetration or something like while it's actually being tattooed.
So
or...
normally how it is set up is it's worked into a storyline.
Yeah.
So like so the priority is always the tattoo. So like I'm not going to enter into a space where I'm doing a tattoo that's lacking in quality or lacking in sanitation or whatever thing. I'm not going to compromise the tattoo for the scene.
Yeah.
That is like, so normally we'll finish the tattoo or we'll do the scene and then do the tattoo. But they're kind of like separate, but they're worked into the same storyline.
Okay, cool.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Because I was just thinking like, you know, you're getting pounded in doggy and all of a sudden there's a big line like down here, like, you don't want that.
That would be so sketchy. I think like at some point we want to do a scene where, you know, there's like a sub there that's like built into the furniture where the girl's like on him and then I tattoo them.
That's
something
cool.
like that could be fun.
That would be really fun.
But yeah, normally it's kind of like worked into the scene.
Yeah, that's cool though. Yeah, I love like all the stuff that I've heard about Alterotica, and one of the things I was mentioning the last episode too is that it's cool that they give you guys the access to the content and that it is a collaboration instead of just like we pay you and that's it and that's all you ever get. Like,
yeah, and we own this content, you know, and you know, they're so talented and they give girls so many opportunities. Where it's, I don't think a lot of girls are in such a niche that it would be hard to get mainstream exposure otherwise. So I'm super grateful for the opportunity. And like I said at the beginning, just like being able to merge those two art forms and like two parts of my life that I do intentionally keep separate for the majority of the time.
Yeah.
Right? Like I have this side of me where it's like I'm very professional with my clients, and that is completely separate from the side of me that does sex work. And then like there's this very real, vulgar, sexual side of me that I've, you know, been in that industry for coming up on 6 years now. And being able to combine those two every once in a while is like,
it's just
so
like
fun.
the unification of like, ah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I get to bang bitches and tattoo them.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I love that. That's so good. Actually, my pick here a little bit after we're done rolling about a tattoo idea that I have for this arm.
And don't you say she shouldn't do it.
You can say it. It'll turn me on knowing how much it pisses you off that I'm getting another tattoo. Oh, are you upset? Oh, I'm coming. Sorry about it. Not sorry.
Go come in a corner, you little cuck.
Yeah. Go sit in the cuck chair.
And think about what you said.
It's so funny about hotels. Like, I don't know why I've only like recently heard about the cuck chair, but it's so funny because I think back to like every hotel, and why is there always just one chair? There's just
I swear it's for cucks. Like think about what you do in hotels. Why do people because everyone uses Airbnb now.
Yeah.
Let's be so fucking if you're getting a hotel, you're a cuck.
You're fucking like or
literally,
like, or you're watching your wife get
fucked.
Like, and also like, no, hey, I know that, you know, cucking has its place and everybody likes something different.
I think it's hot. I love cucks.
I mean, hey, it's cool. I like playing out the cuck scenario, but my ex-husband was a cuck who was mad about it. So it was like this whole weird abusive trifecta of like wanted it, hated it. I was a piece of shit. I needed to do this. Like, so it kept going back and forth of like, it was never good. Do you know what I mean? And I've heard of situations and people who are fans of it, and I've talked with fans about this, of like they actually like do enjoy it, and it isn't this like
toxic cycle of like abuse. No, I totally get that. I was like, part of the time I was traveling, my ex, who like I fully supported him. He was a fucking loser. Well, okay,
same.
I mean, okay, he wasn't a loser. I fully supported him. It was a fine scenario at the time, right? Would never do that again. But he wanted to be a bull so bad in cuck scenarios. And I'm like, boy, you are the most submissive man I've ever met. A bull for whomst. Like, get out of here.
Who are you going to bull for? Like, the cuck chair was made for you. It has your name on it.
Literally. I'm like, go sit over there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And there is like an idea of it that is hot, and I totally understand where the hot factor comes from, but for me it's hard to put myself back into that situation because it was so bad for me when I was trying to facilitate a cuck scenario that was wanted but wasn't wanted, because then everything ends up being your fault.
Exactly.
Because like,
then you get
I want you to be a whore. You're a dirty fucking whore. How could you fucking do this? Like, I'm like, what do you want from me? You don't even know.
That is actually psychotic.
Yeah. I think, and, you know, I don't talk about this too much, but I think there was some internalized stuff on that man's end that we don't have to get into, but I'll just say, like, I don't think that ultimately that was what his fantasy was. I think it was a little bit something different that I've kind of worked out in therapy by talking about it a lot. So like, no, hey, all the best to you and all that, but you're not going to abuse me anymore. So it's sick. Yay.
Woohoo.
Moving on.
Learning discernment and boundaries.
Boundaries. I didn't know that was a thing that you could have for like all of my 20s. And now I know. And y'all, make sure that you are letting people know what your boundaries are, because I think that's very important. And I think that your homework for this week should be to go check out Kasey Jo everywhere that you can find her. Do you want to let everyone know where they can follow you?
Yeah, so on OnlyFans, I'm at That Kansas Girl. I have a free OnlyFans that's at That Kansas Girl X.
Make sure you do the X, because I looked up another one and it wasn't her and I was confused.
Yeah, so on Instagram, it's That Kansas Girl X.
Use the X.
Yes, please use the X.
Oh my God, I could just see her comments like, where can I subscribe?
That would be so bad. Please don't do that. It's
Please
That
don't
Kansas
do that.
Girl X. Yeah, and that's on Twitter as well.
Hell yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, I'm really bad with my Instagram and like
That's all right. Well, you
Twitter.
should just go subscribe to her page because all the stuff that you really want to see anyway. Because it sounds like it's amazing.
Yeah, it's
So,
a lot of fun.
Thank you all for joining this week, and thank you for joining me. It was very fun.
Thank you for having me. This was great.
Awesome. All right. Well, you can also follow the podcast on Instagram and X at TWND Podcast. You can follow me on Instagram at This Redhead is SFW, and look forward to maybe some future Dommy Mommy collabs because I think that would be very fun.
It would be super fun.
This has been the Totally Wholesome Not Dirty Podcast. Please be liking, rating, subscribing, commenting, sharing with a friend, your grandmother, all that fun stuff. And we will see you next Tuesday. I tried to do the new call offline. I fucked it up. We'll see you next time. Can you tell that camera what CUNT spells?
Cunt.
I get paid to take my clothes off, but here I bear it all for free. Welcome to the Totally Wholesome Not Dirty Podcast, where sex work meets self-work, and we laugh through the chaos. One inappropriate joke at a time. I talk safe sex, mental health, industry secrets, and all the stories that made my therapist cry. Got a confession, a question, a wild tale, send me an email, some love and a salutation, 'cause nothing turns me on like a little validation. Hey baby, maybe got my head in the clouds, but I'm still me, feeling free, honestly. Take me away to a higher vibe. Take me away, let me come alive. Take me away with you. It's an honor just to be here, just to share a little love. I'll keep laughing through the chaos, 'cause we'll never get enough. Even when the hard times and confusion appear, turn me on through the chaos. Let me whisper in your ear. Turn me on. Take a moment, brush it off, let it go. Hey